Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday here on Talk Pittsburgh, and a very big day.
It is a very big day. The new airport, the new terminal is officially underway. The first flight was out at 5:30 a.m. this morning, headed to Denver, Colorado. It's very exciting.
You know, when you get something shiny and new, you want to talk about it. So that's what we've been doing all day long. It's not every day you get a new terminal.
No.
So there's been a ton happening. Baggage claim is closer. Bags are going to have to travel fewer miles. I didn't realize this. 8 miles long was the old baggage claim check. Boaz is there, so he's really excited. He's bebopping around, checking out the shiny new floors and everything else that's there.
Yeah, I mean, I know reporters have been there all morning long, but leave it to Boaz. I know he's going to find something new that we haven't seen yet, so I'm really excited about that. But this is a $1.7 billion renovation, so a lot of time and effort has went into this. I know they started planning this a decade ago, broke ground in 2021, and now we're finally here.
So I've been following, as many of you have been, the Pittsburgh International Instagram page.
Yes.
And Rachel Carlson, who heads up the social media team there, she's been showing so much behind the scenes stuff from the beginning when they broke ground. She has been showing all of the hard hat tours and everything that's been happening. She spoke with a family that was heading to Disney. They were on one of the first flights headed out this morning. But she was also there as they closed the old terminal building. And we wanted to share a little bit of that. So take a look at this.
Here is the last of the very slow baggage system at Pittsburgh International Airport. Say hello to the new, faster baggage claim in the new terminal. This is 8 miles.
So yeah, she said 8 miles long. The old terminal, there was no one there. She said it's eerie how quiet it is.
Yes.
They were there as the gates shut down. And also she was giving you some behind the scenes of this big conference room where everybody was kind of watching the shift from the last plane's leaving, the first plane's coming in. It was really cool to see.
Yeah, I know she said it was really bittersweet, and it is. It almost makes me want to shed a tear, but I'm excited for new beginnings. Me too. So I know one person who is the best in the biz when it comes to this. Airport. He's been talking airport all week long. John Shumway, he is here. He's making a special appearance on Talk Pittsburgh, and we're so happy to have him.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Well, and this is interesting because you were saying that you were actually there. You stayed the night when the old terminal, old airport opened.
I watched them move the planes from the old to the new in 1992.
Yes.
And one of the things that was so revolutionary was that baggage claim, was the 8 miles. So we put a carton of eggs in a piece of luggage and sent it through to see, will they come out broken? And all of the airport people were huddled around as I opened the suitcase. Yes, they were going like this.
I can't believe they let you do it.
They did let me do it, and not an egg was broken.
Oh.
Which was amazing. And if you've ever stood waiting for your luggage, you think, how long is this going to take?
Yeah.
Back then.
Back then, yes.
Shum, I feel like I'm an old Pittsburgher now because it's bridges, tunnels, and parking now for me. And so I have been obsessed with the parking situation there because we know how big the parking lots were. So they put in this new parking garage, which is a little bit more expensive.
Yes.
So tell me about all the different locations.
Parking garage is also huge.
Is it?
3,300 public parking spaces in the garage. And it's really cool too, because when you go in and you're driving through, it'll tell you there are 15 spaces down this row, there are 10 spaces down this row, there are little green lights that tell you where the spaces are.
It's not all the circling through the lots that we've been doing.
That's all done.
Why does that get me all hot and bothered? I'm talking about parking my car.
You know, but one of the key things is you want to plan your parking in advance and go online and click and reserve your spot because it's going to save you a lot of money.
Yeah.
It really is. Like the cheap lots, right?
Right.
You're talking about $8 a day if you plan in advance, $12 a day if you go in and just pay. But here's the key. You've got to do it 7 days in advance. And to get that cheap rate, you need to be gone for 7 days because it escalates up with each day that you don't stay.
Oh,
you know?
that
So
makes sense.
that's one of the things to keep in mind. But when you go to the airport, guys, if you're just going to go park, you're not going to the terminal, you're not going to drop anybody off, anything like that, you're going to want to stay to the left because immediately when you get on the airport property, you will be able to go into those cheap lots.
Oh, good.
Then a little bit further, there will be the sign for the terminal parking lot. and then a little bit further, the sign for the surface lot outside the terminal.
Okay.
And if you don't go to any of those, you're going to the building.
Oh,
going
I see,
right
I
there.
see. And I know you've been spending a lot of time at the airport recently here.
It's really cool.
Talk about some of the, like, just the old nostalgia. I know people are a little sad that the clickety-clack is going away, and then the tram. I
Right.
mean, it's just what we've come accustomed to knowing.
I think we all had the experience on the train, especially if you had little ones. I mean, my kids used to love to ride on this train.
Right.
Because what you did is, once you got on the train, they wanted to get up into that front seat.
So they could see.
So they could see going down the tunnel. And then as you're riding, you're saying, is it going to stop?
Because you're getting real
Yes,
close.
right,
to the
yeah.
end there.
Real close.
No, but you know what? It's good. I think that we're all so lucky to have this beautiful new building. There's so many cool amenities. We'll be able to check them out in a little bit with Boaz.
And let me mention one thing real
Yeah.
quick. It's not just the new building. They have seriously upgraded the airside building where all the gates are.
Right.
New seating, new carpeting, and all sorts of stuff.
Everyone wants to know about
So
the T-Rex.
exciting.
Refresh.
Yes.
The
We all wanna-
T-Rex,
Is it gone, or is it still?
it's not around.
Oh, no.
They are working with the Carnegie Natural History Museum, right, to figure out what they're going to do. There's probably going to be some sort of display, but we don't know if the T-Rex is actually coming back.
Okay. That's
All
the
right.
one thing. Didn't make any
It didn't
sense,
make
but we
it.
needed it there. We
right.
need it there. We want you to stick around because I know
Okay.
that you know the North Hills like the back of your hand.
Yeah.
And so we're talking about the second Eaton Park location on McKnight Road closing December 1st. And as someone who grew up in Shaler, this is hard.
For you. They've been in business for 46 years.
I know.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing. As someone who grew up in this area, we went to whichever Eaton Park, whatever side of McKnight Road
Right.
we were on.
Sure.
So if you were going southbound, that's the one you went to. If you were going northbound, that's the Eaton Park you went to. It wasn't
Exactly.
picking one or the other. It was just based on convenience.
Well, and I think people who live out there call it the Little Eaton Park and the Big Eaton Park.
Right.
You know, the Big Eaton Park's down below the mall. The Little Eaton Park is the one that's actually closing. And when you walk in there, you get that kind of a nostalgic
I
feeling.
know.
You really do.
Yeah, Eaton Park was one of my first jobs, so I've spent a lot of time, not at this particular Eaton Park, but I know the menu like the back of my hand. Do you have a favorite menu item? Is there something that you would always get?
We like to go there for brunch, for breakfast, because you can eat breakfast at any time of the day.
Yeah.
So they're, what do they call it? They're smiles?
The smiles,
they're-
breakfast
Yeah,
smile.
the breakfast smile.
It's
and,
so good.
and by the way, the other Eaton Park, the one northbound, that Larry Richard used to be a cook there
Get out of town.
back in the day.
They're only a half mile apart, by the way. So I know that we're
Yeah,
all
they are
sad,
close.
but
They're
like they're
close.
very,
Yeah.
they're very, very close. Something else that's happening right now and today, we want to check in with Mary Hours because there's a wintry mix that was kind of possible that was coming our way potentially, and so we just wanted to check in with you, Mary, and find out what the latest is with all of this.
All rain,
Okay.
rain, yeah. So through the rest of the evening, it's going to be wet, but we still have temperatures that are going to be into the upper 30s. So it's going to be a chilly rain. So there was a little bit of a mix earlier this morning, but otherwise all rain. And then we're actually seeing things warm up. So the next best chance of rain, it is going to be on Friday. So soggy and warm. And when we're looking at the big picture in terms of how many days we're going to see rain as we get closer into the holidays, so we're talking through Thanksgiving. So this is the 25th through December 1st. We are trending below average for precipitation. On top of that, our temperatures are going to be trending above normal. So doesn't look like we're going to have any snow in the foreseeable future, which is good for that holiday travel. And temperatures they'll be a little bit warmer. So make it a little bit of a wintry mix in the morning hours, but then no accumulation expected.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really good to know because it's going to be one of the busiest travel times of
I know.
the year. Record numbers of people are going to
know.
be traveling
And
around
flying
that
out.
time. So good. Thank you so much, Mary. So there was a new survey from Talker Research. You'll find this interesting. It showed that 26% of couples, they believe that their partner is the complete opposite of them. And so it turns out that most people do feel like opposites attract. So they found that introverts prefer extroverts and vice versa. Also, signs played a role too here. So Aries, Libra, Scorpios, they think opposites attract. Tauruses. Are you a Taurus?
I am.
Yeah, I thought so. Most likely to date or marry their opposite. Capricorns, Cancers, more likely to date their own sign. Areas where people wish that they had more similarities, love languages. You know the 5 love
Right.
languages, entertainment, hobbies, and sexual desires. That always comes up.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, I am married to my complete polar opposite.
Yes.
We have nothing in common.
Nothing.
Not a
Nothing at
single
all.
thing. Very little, no, yeah. But we love each other
That's
very
good.
much.
That's good.
And we make cute kids, so
You do.
it works out.
Well, you know what? It's so interesting because Jordan and I, we're the exact same sign. And I did not know how that was going to work out at first because I've never dated anyone who was an Aquarius too, which is bizarre. But Mary, come on over. We want to get your
Do you want to be here or there?
Yes,
I'll stay here. Here we go.
Yeah, stay there.
Oh.
Stay there. Okay.
I'm the same with Heather. Polar opposites. Like, have nothing in common, but we love each other. And yes, Heather, we make cute babies.
You make
too, so
cute
it's
babies.
kind of-
Good.
You know,
That's
it's
what
like,
we
but
need.
it works that way. I could not. I mean, I'm a lot, so I could not deal with myself every day. I need someone to like reel me in, be
Yeah.
like,
You
okay,
need your chill.
You need to
Yeah.
take a step back. You
Yeah.
need to relax. You need to do this. Like, this is not that serious, and all of that. So yeah, I'm a Leo, like through and through a Leo. But my husband is a Pisces, so
Interesting.
I kind of, and he's quiet. But he's perfect. Like, you know, it's like that perfect, like I'm loud, I'm like, hey, you know, whatever. I mean, when there's sports on though, he is loud, but I don't really like sports that much. So it works out.
And do you guys buy into the signs?
Oh, I 100% do.
You do?
I definitely
100%.
do. I feel like they're right on. I've never gotten along with a Pisces, like not in a bad way, but they're hard to understand.
Are you saying you don't like Billy? No, I'm kidding.
No, I love Billy.
I'm kidding. I know. It's interesting whenever you like dive deep into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you look at your kids' signs too, it explains a lot.
Okay.
It does. Yeah.
All right. Opposites
That's
attract, and it's all good.
It is. Yeah.
Thanks, Mary.
Thanks, Mare.
All right, don't go anywhere. Coming up on Talk Pittsburgh, if you've ever been on TikTok, you've heard his songs. The marvelous Young Gravy is here ahead of his tour stop in the Steel City. We're talking music and, of course, cereal.
Sounds delicious. And Boaz is at the airport taking you inside the new terminal. After more than 4 years of construction, it is finally open. Boaz, how's it looking out there?
Well, I'll tell you, I think all that time and all that money has paid off because it looks incredible here. I'm going to show you around, show you some of my favorite parts of the airport right after the break.
This morning before sunrise, the very first travelers experienced a brand new Pittsburgh International Airport. They broke ground on the state-of-the-art landside terminal in October of 2021, and today it is finally open. We send Boaz over to check it out for himself. He's seeing how everything is going on day one. A lot of reporters have given us the nuts and bolts, but Boaz, have you seen behind the scenes? Like, can you show us around?
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited to give you a tour. So just to give you a sense of where we're at. So this is the arrivals area, basically. So once you get out of your plane and you come through that sort of like security lock, then you come into this zone. But one thing I want to show you, and it's not done yet, so this is sort of behind the scenes, is one of the terraces, one of these terrace gardens. And so they'll be planting these in the spring. Right now you can see they're getting some trees and some soil and some mulch into position. But in a couple months, this will be a garden where you can, sip a drink, hang out outside, watch the planes land, either if you're waiting for a friend to arrive or you're waiting for your flight. And I thought one interesting thing would also be to rate all the airport seating. I'm going to be seeing how comfortable they all are. Oh, this is actually pretty good. This bent plywood, I'd say that's really comfortable. This chair, pretty standard. These stools, this is the only place you're getting chair ratings for all the seats at the airport. Oh, this is surprisingly good, this stool. But I want to get over here. This is one of my favorite parts. So once you get out of that arrivals area, this is where, like, if you're coming to visit see Aunt Susan is landing at the airport and you want to come meet her, this is where you're going to come meet her. Although you're also going to have a little buddy over here. Look who I found, Franco. Now, before, Franco was just out in the open. Now Franco's got a little sort of nook over here, of course, reenacting the Immaculate Reception. I don't know, did you ever hear about that time when Franco only had 15 minutes to make a flight? That was the Immaculate Connection. Does that work? I don't know. I'm trying here. And I love this here. Right in the middle is this beautiful little coffee shop over here, a coffee house, Conmigo. I ordered a cappuccino right before we started. So let me go see if it's ready over here. And here's another thing I was impressed with. Photographer Scott Dank and I were betting on this. All these plants over here, these are all real. Beautiful plants. So you get in here, they're real plants. I'm running over here to see if our drinks are ready. Oh yeah, here's my cappuccino. Perfect. Delicious. And here is the atrium. Like, this is where it is really gorgeous. So if you look up here that ceiling, which looks like wood, but it's actually not wood. It's actually metal, and it's been treated in some way, covered with something to make it look wooden. And it has all these tiny little twinkle lights in there. It's incredible. And compared to the last terminal, which was so dark, this one is so airy. I mean, we're just like surrounded by windows over here. And you might remember this work of art hanging above us over here. This is the Alexander Calder Mobile. It was in the airside terminal before, and now it's over here in the landside terminal. And then, of course, we've got baggage claim, which is something that people have been talking a lot about. Because before, remember, when you had to get on the train, you had to go to the other terminal. Well, all that baggage had to sort of go that distance as well. So there were 8 miles of baggage sort of claims, conveyor belts, all this stuff underground. And now it only needs to go like a couple hundred feet from the terminal, which is right over there on the other side of the Sky Bridge, which unfortunately they won't let us on this morning. But one thing that's fun is they have all these cool works of art over here, all this public art, and this one has a fun little screen that keeps changing. What are we going to get? Oh, here comes my luggage, I'm assuming is what it's referring to, that bag over there. Of course, because it's such a big day, they have the obligatory black and gold balloon arch behind me over here. And we've talked to a number of folks. I talked to someone who was on the construction crew and was doing quality assurance, and he's just here today making sure. And he says everything's gone well. He's like, the crazy thing, think about it, it's like every switch, every light bulb. Like there are 10,000 little electrical devices that all have to do their job today. And they did, which is incredible. So things are going well at the airport. We're going to check in a little later and show you upstairs what's happening in the departures area, which looks totally different. It is so cool. Do you have any questions I can answer for you?
Well, you make me want to come to the airport right now. Everything looks so beautiful. I love the fact that you checked all of the seating for us, but I would like to know if you could find maybe the best place to take a nap. That would be good. That would be helpful.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. That's a good challenge. I see some sort of benches over there, so that might be a good candidate.
All right. Well, let us know. Challenge on. All right. So we're going to check back in with Boaz a little bit later in the hour. Well, next on Talk Pittsburgh, Heather, if you're heading to Stage AE tonight, you'll hear some familiar tunes.
Rick Astley, James Brown, the Commodore. Sounds like an oldie station, right? That is until Young Gravy gets involved. He's turning your favorite throwbacks into viral hits and sampling something new for those wedding reception dance floors. We're talking to the man himself next on Talk Pittsburgh. Don't go anywhere.
Music has always evolved from vinyl to streaming, auto-tunes, and even holograms.
But now there's a new twist that's sparking a lot of conversation. What's considered an artist today?
Oh, so much, so much. So AI-driven artists, they are going mainstream. Have you heard of Zanaya Monáe?
I've heard about this.
Yes.
I don't know that I like it.
She's a viral pop artist who made history by making her way onto the Billboard R&B charts alongside human artists because she is AI. Like, she's not a real person. So the song is called How Was I Supposed to Know? And it first gained traction on TikTok. Now the creator, who is also a poet, her name is Talisha Jones, and she says she writes all of the music, but Zanaya sings it and she performs it. So it's real, apparently. And so she plugs into whatever her computer system, how she wants her to look and how she wants her to sound. And Zanaya has $1 million contract, okay?
So here, Neil deGrasse Tyson said this, and I cannot unhear it.
Yeah.
He said that AI is not original. It pulls from all the sources that already exist.
Right.
Which means even if she is creating some of that, the sound itself is coming from somewhere else.
Somewhere, so it's not
so that
original.
means that it is somebody, it's maybe a sample or a mix of other people's voices, but I'm gonna tell you right now that I hate everything about this.
I know you do. I know
Sorry.
you do. There's more though. There's
Okay,
more.
please.
So we also have another AI country singer. His name is it's Breaking Rust, and his song Walk My Walk entered the second week topping Billboard charts. So I want you to take a listen to this.
You can kick rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. Ain't changing my tone, ain't changing my song. I was born this way, been around too long.
I hate everything about this.
No one knows who he is. Like, requests to his social media accounts, they have gone unanswered, even though he is reported as being AI, but his public accounts don't suggest that he's AI, almost as if they're trying to pull a fast one on us. So several artists, the criticism here is that several artists feel as though this is like a shortcut to stardom. So there's no long overnights of working late in the, in the club. You just, whatever is required to make it to this level of stardom, they don't have to do this.
Going from interviewing Young Gravy, who has worked his tail off to get where he is and the success that he has, and tapping into creativity that you and I don't have.
No.
Right? Like, I think that we, in creating some of this AI stuff, we are not going to appreciate the true talent that people have, and it's going to get lost. If people don't feel rewarded for that, then we're going to lose it. And then it's all going to be just fake slop like we've seen.
It's true. And
so I hate it.
I hate it too. And for someone who I do enjoy music, oftentimes when I love an artist, I'm connecting with their story. I'm connecting with their upbringing, the things that they have gone through, the things that they have overcome, and they're still here. And the AI hasn't gone through anything. It's not real.
I still think, there's still a space. You said the person who wrote for Zanaya, is that her name?
Alicia Jones.
So she's still a poet. She could still be a songwriter. She could still help a lot of people in the music industry. Like, there's still a space for that person. I just want that to be used with someone who can truly express themselves in that way. Like, make the most of it. I don't want to waste talent. I don't want to lose that.
So wasted. Okay. Whether AI singers are ethical is up for debate, but here's something every parent can agree on: keeping kids safe.
Yeah, this is a really serious topic, and we're going to have a big conversation about this. Distracted driving is putting children at risk, especially near schools and bus stops. Our KDKA Investigates team looked into how dangerous roads are. Coming up, we are sitting down with the investigative producer who put that story together. She tells us what parents need to know.
And new terminal vibes at the airport have us dreaming big. What's the one airport feature you wished existed everywhere? Your responses are taking off in the 3 o'clock drop. That's next. Goodbye to the clickety-clack. Today marks a brand new era for the Pittsburgh International Airport with the opening of the new terminal.
We know Boaz is busy looking for all the cool new features that you're going to find the next time you get ready to take flight. And if you've got your own personal touch to the new terminal, or any airport for that matter, what would it be if you could add that? Kiki from Whammo is here for the 3 o'clock drop. What's something that you think every airport needs or should have?
Right now, I am floating on this puppy love cloud.
Okay.
And I feel that they should have pet stores.
Just have the store.
Or doggy daycares or playgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're traveling with your doggy or your cat or whatever your pet, I would say just dogs, because I'm just a dog person. But anyway, I think that they should have like a pet playground or a pet store or something, or a doggy groomer or a daycare.
You know, Megan Shin actually showed us they had some therapy dogs there today.
Nice.
It was nice. It was just like a nice little touch that they added.
Why not? And if you're traveling with your pet, you should be able to get them groomed while you're waiting for your flight or something like that.
I love this. They can have a good time too.
Why not?
Let's read some of your responses. We got a lot of people weighing in on this. Janine says storage for carry-on, so you don't have to drag them to the restrooms, restaurants, coffee lines. I do think if you're one of those people that likes to get there early and give yourself that time to relax before, or if there's a delay, you need somewhere to store it, because it does get annoying.
It's so awkward taking your carry-on into the restroom with you. Like, where does it go? Where does it? It's just like hang it. Yeah, I get that. Okay, Amy says nail salon. If you get there early enough, I'm sure a woman could run in for a mani or a pedi.
Can I get my locks done? Can I get my makeup done before I catch this flight or something?
I totally agree.
Well, and I also think about that when you're landing. Like, if you have that time after and you want to get a full face of makeup, let's do it. Like, let me do that. Yeah. Tony says the original Greater Pittsburgh Airport had a movie theater in it. Yes, again, they should have included one of those in the new airport for travelers whose flights are delayed. I know
I could see that.
I would miss my flight. I would be in there
that's probably why.
Maybe a mall. Yeah, that would be good too. Go shopping.
Okay. Yeah. Deb says a connected hotel.
A lot of people have that.
Isn't there a hotel in the airport?
I don't know if it's like fully connected. I think it was the People Mover. Wasn't there? But is it connected?
Sheridan. Yeah.
Maybe she's just saying all of the.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
We got this from Ken. He says sleeping pods. Mikey, you did ask Boaz earlier to find a good place to nap.
There we go.
So Ken says sleeping pods. I would definitely go the night before and stay as to not have to try and get up early the next morning. Others mentioned that they would love, this would be really good for like a good layover.
That makes sense. Like if you are on a layover with everyone just experienced, you need somewhere to sleep.
Can I?
Yeah.
I got to tell you though, one of my greatest fears, and this really came from living in New York, and then my husband became paranoid about it, is bed bugs. And so I worry so much about
yeah.
That makes sense.
Like even anytime I would go to a
Yep,
hotel, I
yep.
always check the
That
mattress.
makes sense.
Yeah, that's the
we
thing.
take wipes and
You'd
Lysol.
have to really
We do
sanitize
the
things
same
down.
thing.
Yeah,
that
I don't know,
makes
it just
sense,
creeps
yeah.
me out.
Scratch that off.
That pod's gone. They're out. They're done.
Donna says, I'm quitting, but why can't they have a smoking room by the gate area? Congratulations for trying to quit. It would be nice to accommodate smokers. Several airports I've been to have nice places to set up for them.
Like
you know
the
what?
casino,
Yeah.
like a smoking
I mean,
area.
because it's a lot of anxiety when you're traveling. So if you need to smoke, then there's really no place to go.
I remember at Atlantic City, some of the, once they moved away from indoor smoking and even just removing it from some of the casinos, they would have like a room that was dedicated to just
you saw
with
the
a
smoke
door. And so when it would open, you would just get this like huge, it was a
Yes.
lot. It was a lot.
Put that on the list, too.
Alex says, I know they did this at the Pittsburgh airport before COVID, but the ability to go to the gates without a ticket to meet or say goodbye to family, friends, or a coworker. And I feel like so much of that changed 9/11.
Yes.
I was going to say, that was a long time ago, but one of those things.
So wonderful.
Seeing the planes take
Right,
off.
making little signs for you okay. Dave says restaurants that are open all night. There is nothing worse than getting into the airport and you're starving and everything is closed.
And everything is closed. I know. I've had a 7-Eleven hot dog before. Wasn't my finest moment.
Yeah, no.
Actually, I was very grateful for that 7-Eleven because they have that little stick they used to by the baggage. I was very grateful for that. Antoine says a 24-hour
gratitude
for when you arrive late at night and need a few things before the next day.
Yeah.
You should have that.
I feel like I know Antoine Walker.
Giant Eagle should have a little mini mart in there.
Right?
Why not?
Yeah. Go grocery shopping.
There you go.
Mike says barbershop and mini golf course, both for something to do when the plane is delayed. Could you imagine men golfing at the airport?
Like a Top Golf.
Like,
Just something. I do think, hair salons, nail salons, we've talked about this. I think something to just fill that gap in time, because truly the only thing to do is eat and drink.
yeah, I say a spa, like massage.
Do it.
Nice.
Well, travelers passing through the Pittsburgh International Airport today are in for a whole new experience. Boaz is giving us an inside look of the newly opened terminal. Boaz, what have you found that has just wowed you?
Well, I'll tell you, I found a very long escalator, and that's basically what you do when you get into the airport. You take the escalator up to the departures lounge, the departures area, and we're going to take that escalator together right after the break.
A brand new parking garage, faster baggage service, 2 gardens, and 12 screening lanes for TSA. Those are all the components of the brand new terminal at the Pittsburgh International Airport. All that's missing is a partridge in a pear tree, really. Boaz is hanging out there this afternoon to see it all for himself. So do you have any favorite parts of the new terminal? I'm intrigued once you mentioned this very long escalator.
Oh, yeah. Well, honestly, I'm really excited for the gardens, which aren't quite done yet. But yes, back to the escalator. So when you come in from the parking lot, you come through these doors, and then you get to go on, this is essentially a Kennywood ride, really, what is certainly not the longest escalator in the world, but let's pretend it is for the moment over here. We're going to take this escalator, and this escalator takes you up past the arrivals lounge and right to departures. It's very convenient. Are you flying somewhere today? You're not flying. Are you just here to check it out?
We just came to see it. Yeah.
They're just here to check it out. It is an exciting day to be at the Pittsburgh International Airport. I'm surprised, actually, because I was expecting that we would come here and it would be packed, and it's not. It's pretty mellow today, and I think part of that is because the old airport had a lot more little choke points where, there'd be lines, and this one is so much more open and airy. There's so much more light that it just doesn't feel crowded, and I guess also Tuesday is one of the quieter days at the airport. Okay, so here we are on the 3rd floor. This is the departures level. So as you see, before we would go into the old airport, and it was a really narrow area with all the airlines had their check-in desks, and now it's much roomier. You can see the beautiful ceilings, the windows. And one thing they've been talking about is how there are now 12 lanes of security. And because of that, you can see that the wait lines are 0 minutes. In fact, the only one that's 2 minutes is Clear. And those people, like a minute ago, were trying to sell us Clear. They're like, oh, it's this premium experience. Is it a premium experience if you're the only one who has a 3-minute wait and everyone has 0 waits? I don't think so, sir or madam. Okay, follow me over here. So we've got all our check-in areas over here. Then you go to the all gates area. Of course, you need a Hudson News, which I think every self-respecting airport has one. Now they just call it Hudson. They've sort of modernized it a bit. Here's the sign up for Clear, but we know better now because they're the only ones with a wait. Okay, let's head over here. And so we don't have permission to go through the Sky Bridge today. I don't know if we should just try anyways. Scott's shaking his head. We're not going to get arrested today. But we could buy some delicious Cheez-Its at Hudson. It's another option. I'm going to take you down here. And I think from the other side of security, there are other garden terraces which you can visit as well. Those aren't open yet either. But let's check in. I don't know. I'm sort of feeling a little crazy. Should we just see where we can fly today? Where are planes taking us? All right, we can go to Newark. We could go to Atlanta, Chicago, Las Vegas. That sounds a little warmer than here. So a lot of places to fly. And as you see behind us, it's really quiet. This is the new TSA area. And I've heard there's some different rules. So maybe you don't even have to take your shoes off now because they have those, you can see those glowing blue circles. It's this, I guess you're sending your baggage into some sort of space portal, and somehow it knows, it can sort of scan things a little more officially. It can look at your feet a little better. And past there, you see also a massive bridge. And then in the middle of that sort of screen is the bridge that takes you into the airside terminal. There you have it. This is sort of your experience for coming to the Pittsburgh airport. It is so much roomier. And you know what? I don't think we've rated these seats right now.
I know, Mike, you really put you in the hot seat with that before. And?
Oh, this is nice.
That might be it. That might be the seat of choice. Boaz, I know that because of security reasons, we can't go past, obviously, the TSA, but you've seen some of that. I know a lot of us have gotten a glimpse on social media, too. So
yes.
It's all they've added in some special touches everywhere. We found out that the dinosaur is no longer there, but you showed us Franco Harris. Any word on George Washington?
Franco's there. George Washington and Nellie Bly are not coming back. We're just sticking with Franco. That's all we've got right now.
Okay. It makes sense, though. I mean, I guess we get it. We'll have to
you got to make tough decisions sometimes. Right. But I'll take, 6 extra security lines for Nellie Bly and George Washington. I'll be honest. I think that'll make it a little more convenient.
Well, I know we were looking for a napping pod. I think you found the perfect spot. Boaz, thank you so much for taking us inside. All right, take your nap. Still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, from planes to buses, kids at the bus stop, cars rushing by, and too many drivers looking at their phones. How risky is it for students out there? Our KDKA Investigates team went to school zones to find out. The surprising results are coming up next in a conversation you'll see here on Talk Pittsburgh.
We all know how hectic school mornings can be. Backpacks flying, kids running, and cars lining up. But distracted driving is turning those busy drop-offs into dangerous moments.
And nowhere is that risk more real than near schools and bus stops. Our KD Investigates team visited several schools to see how safe students really are. Investigative producer Tori Rogursky joins us to talk about this. I think that we've seen some of this from time to time. You see a car pass a school bus, says their lights are flashing, but this kind of stuff is happening more and more, and it doesn't seem like any measures are really stopping it. What did you guys find?
So we visited 6 schools around southwestern Pennsylvania, 3 in the city of Pittsburgh and 3 in other counties. We wanted to see places that we knew had some infrastructure improvements. So like in the city, some places where there had been some Vision Zero work, some daylighting, some curb cutouts, pedestrian islands, that kind of thing. And what we found was that the infrastructure really did dictate how people drove, but in some cases made them drive worse. So for example, Pittsburgh Arlington has a very, very narrow street for drop-off. And it's the same street where parents are dropping off their students and where buses are dropping off their students and where kids are walking. So we didn't see anybody speeding like we did at so many other schools, breaking that 15 mile an hour speed limit.
Right.
We saw lots and lots of people blowing a stop sign. Even a school bus blew the stop sign.
Wow.
Wow. So do people just don't care? Are they not paying attention? Or
I think it's, it's the morning or the afternoon. We're busy. We're focused on other things. We're thinking about after school activities. We're thinking about what our kids are going to have for dinner. We're thinking about our work. We're thinking about all kinds of stuff. And we're just not paying attention in the moment, because driving is something that we all do every day. It's easy to kind of go into that fugue state, to stop paying attention and forget that you're driving this multi-ton vehicle around that can do a lot of damage.
I know a lot of school districts had also tried putting in cameras to catch people who weren't stopping when the buses were stopped. But again, that only helps in the after. It doesn't really help in that moment. Did you find one particular area out of the 6 that you looked at that was the worst for grievances?
It's everybody drove badly differently.
Yeah.
We expected to find speeding, and we found speeding pretty much everywhere, other than Arlington, because the street was so narrow. It was surprising when we would be somewhere like in Beaver Falls, where the elementary, middle school, and high school are all on the same strip of the main drag of Beaver Falls. And we saw, the school zone speeding signs, we saw lots of crosswalks, we saw crossing guards, and we still found people driving through crosswalks as students were entering them.
That's crazy.
So you have all of these things that are built up to be safe. You have a part of the town that is dedicated to the school buildings, and people are still driving badly there.
none of it helped.
It helped, and that's what the students who we spoke to said in Beaver Falls. They said, the place where the crossing guard is, there are stop signs, the crossing guard is paying attention, people will come to a stop, but then we spoke to crossing guards themselves who said, we see people on their phones, they ignore us, we've almost been hit. We did talk to a crossing guard who had been hit. People go speeding through, and you start to ask, is anything actually helping?
Wow. And so what's next for all of these dangerous spots? Because it seems like there are so many.
It does seem that way.
Yeah.
And what we found was that the city, and whatever that city that is, your school district, whatever, will be responsive to parents' concerns.
Right.
They will listen. We talked to the head of the crossing guards here in the city of Pittsburgh, and she said that they have a program that is very robust, where they work directly with police, they work with parents, they work with schools, where schools can say, hey, we have these concerns about our pickup and drop off area. It's getting really congested, people are speeding. We need to figure out some way to daylight this, or put a pedestrian refuge here, or put curb cutouts here, or make this safer. And so they'll come in, they'll examine it, they'll offer infrastructure improvements. Parents should speak up.
If they have a problem, yeah. I know the story just aired last night, but you tend to get a lot of responses when something like this airs. Have you already heard from other parents, school districts?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We're already hearing, hey, you got to come look at my district. Hey, you got to come look at that school. This thing is crazy. I see speeders here. And also, again, it's not just parents who should speak up. It's neighbors, too. If you live near a school and you're seeing drivers behave badly, say something to the police, say something to the school district, and say, hey, this needs to be improved. This isn't safe for our kids. We don't really think about it because there's so much investment into school security, into metal detectors, into school resource officers, into making sure our students are safe inside of schools.
Yeah.
But the most dangerous thing your kid does every day is get in the car.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So
exactly.
how can we make that safer? We just got to put in the time.
Oh, well, this has been really good information, Tori, for sure. Yeah, and I am that parent that calls in and says, yes,
Good.
I've witnessed this.
Speak up.
Yes,
Absolutely.
You have to.
Schools want to hear it because, they can't be everywhere at once. The administrators can't be everywhere at once. Police can't be everywhere. That's another thing we heard is parents saying, where's the enforcement? And police officers, they are doing what they can, but they can't be everywhere at once.
Yes.
Really interesting conversation. Thank you so much, Tori, for bringing this to the forefront.
Thank you.
All right, you can catch that KDKA Investigates story on our website. And stay tuned for KDKA News at 4, where you can watch important local stories like this one every evening.
We're going to be right back with a look at what's coming up on tomorrow's show. Don't go anywhere. Really interesting show today, ending with that powerful conversation.
I know.
Really good.
Yes, then Young Gravy.
A lot going on today. Coming up tomorrow on Talk Pittsburgh. After years away from the spotlight in a highly publicized legal battle, Haley Page is stepping back into the bridal world in a stunning way. And guess what? Pittsburgh is the launching ground for her new beginning. We're learning why and how she regained her voice in the bridal industry.
Really exciting. And with major changes looming for the Affordable Care Act, the real question is, are you getting the protection you think you're paying for? Find out how underinsurance happens and what other options are available.